Welcome back to the Deliver More platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alkire. We have another wonderful driver spotlight to bring to you folks for the month of January. Our driver spotlight today features a driver from Cincinnati, Ohio. She's done $275,000 worth of food delivered. She has taken 743 total deliveries in her time on the DeliverThat platform, which has only been a year. We are celebrating her year anniversary on the DeliverThat platform. First delivery date, January 14th, 2023. I have with me today Suzanne from Cincinnati. Suzanne, thank you for joining me. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I can't complain. Our company Christmas party is this evening, so vibes are at an all-time high right here at DeliverThat HQ.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What's the big plans?
So we have would you call it a brewery, Nate? Brew kettle, I guess it has brew in the name. We're going to kind of like a brewery. It has like simulators, games, stuff, bar food, drinks. Obviously, will be a good time. But this will be the first year we're encroaching on I think we hit 50 employees at the end of this year. And everyone's bringing a +1. So we're going to have like 70 plus people at this event. It's just getting wild to try and plan these kind of things.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited. Lindsay, our part of our marketing team, she lives in Cincinnati and just drove up here. We were joking she should have just brought you along.
There you go. That would have been nice.
Yeah, it'd been a good time. We could have done this whole thing in person. It's sometimes a little more fun in person, get a little more camaraderie. But I think this will be a good sit down.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I'll take no more time dancing around the questions a little bit. We'll start kind of easy and often. We mentioned you joined the DeliverThat platform in January of this past year. Congratulations on 1 year on the platform. It's an amazing feat and accomplishment, of course. But when did you get your start in the gig economy? When did you start driving? Did you do ride share, anything like that?
I actually started with another delivery service, and it's a community, as you know, it's a community. So you talk amongst other drivers, and they introduced me to the DeliverThat platform, and ever since I've started that, that's the only service that I deliver for now.
Wow, that's impressive. Do you is this a full-time gig for you, part-time? How do you utilize the platform?
Yeah, I use it. I usually do sometimes the breakfast and then just lunch, and then usually not evening deliveries, but I just utilize it as just kind of like a little side money, Christmas, birthdays, things like that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, hey, whatever you gotta do, get those bills paid. Are you a retiree or do you still have a full-time career outside of food delivery?
I am actually retired. I used to work for Delta Airlines as a
Wow.
special meet and greets person. I did a little bit of everything there, but that's what I wound up retiring as, was special meet and greets.
That's an interesting career working for those airlines. Do you enjoy flying personally? Do you enjoy dealing with all the airport hubbub that goes on when you try to get on a flight these days?
I do. I don't mind it because I'm used to it. I know exactly how all that whole operation works, so it gets kind of easier for me. So I mean, it doesn't bother me at all.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I know some people are sticklers about the airlines they use. Like, we'll only fly one airline, or that I know our CEO, Darian, he will only ever book direct flights, like refuses to have layovers. I know people are sometimes a little picky about how they operate when on an airplane.
Yes. No, I'm as long as I'm not driving, I'm fine because that's kind of like a break for me. It's get there much quicker. I can enjoy my vacation more.
Oh yeah. That's what we're all about. We're all about the enjoyment, some free time. What about your first delivery on the platform? You mentioned you had previously worked other platforms, so I imagine you had some familiarity with how food delivery went, maybe catering delivery specifically. Did you feel prepared, or did you have a good understanding of what the DeliverThat platform would be like prior to joining?
I did. The concept is the same. Getting used to the app was a little different. Just some of the different aspects of the app that the other delivery service did not have. Um, that was the only thing that I had to get used to. But it didn't take me too long. It was fairly simple.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And so we kind of mentioned your delivery count, 743 over the past year. That averages out to about 2 a day, 14 per week. So I think on our platform, I'd say that's pretty good. Usually we try to say drivers can do about 2 to 3 per day. So you're right in that wheelhouse. And then $275,000 worth of food delivered. It's impressive.
Well, thank you. I don't take orders depending on how large they are. I take any order. Just I try to stack them is what I try to do. So if
Nice.
it's a $89 order or a $890 order, it's all the same to me.
Nice. So do you think, are you more about like, you worry about the timeline of the deliveries, not necessarily maybe the pay on some scale of things, but not necessarily the order cost? Like you said, you're just making sure if you can route those deliveries together and get 3 done, you're going to take them.
That's exactly what I try to do. If I can do 3 deliveries as that are maybe small in some people's minds, as opposed to one large, then I will do that. If I can do a large one and then a couple small ones, then I try to get at least 3. I know I'm averaging 2, but I try to do like 3 or 4 a day.
Yeah, I mean, you might have had a day where you did 5, one day where you did 1. So
Yeah,
yeah, that does include weekends too. And obviously, as a platform, we're mostly a Monday to Friday business. So that is true, Nate. Very good point. That is a 7-day work week we're including. We're not necessarily a 7-day work week platform sometimes. So that's a good point.
and a lot of times the orders are out there. They just don't route with what I'm doing at that day.
Facts. Facts. How do you feel about routing in general? Do you feel like you're a good router yourself? That might be a weird question, but I feel like internally routing is like a very big sticking point on our end. It's a lot of manual work. We have people here at 7 in the morning going through 300 plus routes, all over the country, and it can really be kind of a tedious task sometimes. Do you feel like you understand the routing expectations, and you can, like, if you pick 2 deliveries and you're like, those go together, are you usually 10 out of 10? You think they'll definitely work out?
I do. I usually don't have a problem with the routing. I try to allow myself a little bit of time in between orders so that if a restaurant does happen to run a little bit behind, it doesn't put, 2 more customers behind. Um, my goal is just to get them the food on time, and that's routing is a big part of that. You have to allow yourself time, traffic. It depends on where I'm going. There's a lot of factors that vary or for the routing that vary into that, and you have to take all that into consideration.
Yeah, especially I think you mentioned in the questionnaire, do you live on the Kentucky side of things, or are you actually in Cincinnati?
I live in the peak of Kentucky, so if I go 5 miles, I'll be in Indiana. If I go
Wow,
5 miles another way, I'll be in Ohio.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I can do the deliveries in those that whole peak, so I can do 3 states. I can technically do a delivery in 3 states in one day.
That would be crazy. I feel like that. I definitely don't think anyone's ever done that. So we have like what we got Cincinnati. You cross the border, you got kind of Florence right there, and then you're saying Indiana's right there as well.
Right. And then,
Nice.
yeah, you have Lawrenceburg, Indiana over that way. That's
Okay.
what's over that way. There's not usually too many over there
Okay.
that I've seen, but a
Nice.
few of my deliveries I pick up in Ohio and I take there.
Yeah. I know we definitely go across the borders. A handful of deliveries will do that. What your time on Deliver That platform? You've only been with us about a year, but you've done a hell of a job. Knocking out deliveries every single day. Seems like you're having a good time on the platform, doing very well. For anyone new to the platform, whether they've been here a couple weeks, they're brand new today, what would you say a good piece of advice would be for operating on the Deliver That platform?
I would say probably, you know, work as a team. I mean, most people don't. I mean, sometimes they get focused. You're the driver, but a lot of times I'll go to a restaurant, and if a restaurant's behind, I'll offer. Do you need me to help make boxes? Do the little things? Obviously can't make food, but I can make these boxes up for you. You make the sandwich to put them in. If I've done that so many times, and restaurants appreciate it. I know the customer will appreciate it that their food will be on time.
Oh yeah.
And then a lot of times, pay attention to the small details. If something's not right, no matter how minute or whatever it may seem not important at the time, I always reach out and let you guys know. I try, if a delivery doesn't go as planned for whatever reason, I let you guys know. That way you guys don't get blindsided. So, I mean, work together. We're all in this together. If the restaurants don't do their job, if you guys don't do your job, if I don't do my job, then, the customer doesn't get their food. So we're all in it together. And I don't think people realize that as much as they probably should.
Yeah, I think that's definitely beneficial too, like you're mentioning for restaurants. To know they have so much going on, right? They have their in-house customers, they have their off-premise customers, which we're delivering to. They have online ordering, they have call-in ordering, they have people in the store in line waiting to order. Back a house, they're prepping food for that evening, for that tomorrow morning, whatever it may be. So I think, yeah, I mean, any way you can be of help is always going to be beneficial to all parties. But teamwork makes the dream work. I think that's a pretty casual saying, but not, that can't be loosely thrown around. It's very true.
Yes. I mean, I'm a sports person. So, teamwork is what that works for me.
What about restaurants specifically? Do you have any favorite restaurants that you work for in the Cincinnati market? I think I know when I was in dispatch, this is a couple years ago now. So I know we had a Buca de Beppo there that we ran a ton with. I know those went across state lines. I'm trying to think any partners we work with consistently in Cincinnati.
There's a Condado that we do.
Bippy
Condados,
Bop.
things like that. BB Bop. Okay. Do you have any restaurants you love delivering for?
Oh yeah. I have some that I know. I mean, like when we go back to the routing, I have some that I know when I go there that food's going to be ready to go. And probably 99% of the time. Now, there might be instances where they're having a little rough day or maybe staffing was not what they thought that day, but I have certain restaurants I know that when I go to, they're going to have it ready. And they know me when I walk in. I actually walked into a restaurant. It's a kind of a funny story. I drove up, the manager was taking a break outside and he saw me pull up and I came up just to eat, and his face got like white. He thought he had a catering order that he didn't uh, have ready. And I said, "Did I scare you there a little bit?" I said, "I'm just getting something to eat. I'm not here to pick up an order or anything." So it was kind of funny
He just
because you get
see
to
you
know
picking up
people
those orders.
and they get to know you.
Yeah, that's amazing. What about I was dang, I just had another question. Oh, delivery stories. I know you mentioned in the questionnaire you had a couple good delivery stories. Do you have any interesting or wild drop-offs that you had where the interactions were really good, really bad, anything in between?
I mean, there's always the good and the bad, but one order I had 87 fountain drinks, and so that was a little challenging. They got combo meals. It was right at the COVID time, and everybody was had to have individual meals. So it was 87 fountain drinks. I've dropped off to tailgate parties, which can be challenging because I mean
So many
everybody's
people.
partying, loud music, and you try to find the right tent to make sure you're in the right tent. So sporting teams, I've dropped off at those before, like Xavier, TQL Stadium, Paycor Stadium. I've dropped off at all those places.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, tailgates are never fun. Hospitals are never usually very fun.
They are not.
It can things can go south pretty quick.
They can. And I also find that, what's familiar to the person that ordered the food is not familiar to me. And they'll be like, "Oh, go up here and make a right, and the third door on the left." And they make it sound so simple, and sometimes it's not that simple. For them, it's routine. For me, I'm like, you know, first time there or something, and it makes it a little challenging.
Yeah, that's it's tough to disagree with any piece of that. 100%. Anything else about the Deliver That platform you want to touch on? I know we touched on a pretty good bit, but we can maybe get to know just Suzanne the person a little bit. Now, how do you feel about that?
That's fine. That sounds good to me.
Awesome, because I know exactly where I want to start. You mentioned the sports fandom. You mentioned dropping off to the Cincinnati Bengals. I imagine you're a Bengals fan. Um, you can't seem to beat the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland, I like all sports teams. Really, I just like to watch a good game. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter who's playing.
That's so funny. What I mean, are you a lifelong Cincinnati native? Is that what you would consider yourself? Okay.
Northern Kentucky native. I was
Nice.
born and raised here, and this is where I'll stay.
What about the? I got another Cincinnati question. Skyline chili, overrated, underrated?
For me, it's overrated. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat it.
Okay. Okay, that's an easy answer then. That's a
So I
pretty
would
easy
say I
answer.
would say it's underrated. I mean, a lot of people don't like it, and if you go out of this area, most people don't even know what it is.
Nice. How long have you been a vegetarian?
For probably about 30 years
Wow. Before it was mainstream cool.
before yeah, yeah, tell my kids that. I'm cool now, right?
Do you have a favorite restaurant that caters to like your vegetarian dietary needs?
I usually just mostly cook at home, but if I do go out, it's usually like a Chipotle or Bippy Bop or something like that that has a wide variety.
Yeah, they got tons of choices, so you can't go wrong. Yeah, I'm a big Chipotle here. We got Chipotle. I mean, I could throw a football to Chipotle, BB Bop Sam, like another 50 yards down the road. So right up our alley, Chipotle and BB Bop. So Cincinnati, lifelong Cincinnati fan, sports fan. What did you play any sports growing up? What was family life for you growing up?
I did. I actually played volleyball, softball, and basketball in high school, and then I played basketball in college.
Nice. Where at?
Georgetown College.
Like Georgetown, Georgetown?
No, Georgetown College in Kentucky.
Oh, so Georgetown University would be the other
Right. Yeah.
school, I imagine. Okay, okay. I was like, dang, she's a baller. I mean, you might still be a baller, but I was like, dang, that's a mainstream school. What were you? You got a nice jumper? Were you pulling down rebounds? What's our game like?
Yeah, I was an inside player, so I had some rebounding records there for a while. I don't know if anybody's broken them yet, but I do have several records there. I'm in the Hall of
Give
Fame
me a
there,
Google.
so
All right, we'll figure out if those numbers are still viable or not. We're gonna figure it out for you real quick.
my
What
maiden name's Pennington, so it
Okay,
would be under
Pennington.
Pennington.
Perfect. That's helpful for Nate. That's helpful for Nate. What hmm. What about family life now? You have children, brothers, sisters, anything along those lines?
I do. I'm married. I have two children. My son's getting ready to turn 24 on Saturday, and my daughter's 21. So they both have their own careers and stuff. So that's what allows me to do my delivery services during the day as well. So I we live on a farm. It's like 225 acres. We
Holy.
ride side by sides there, hike stuff like that. We don't have any animals. It's not like a working like dairy farm or anything, but we just enjoy the outdoors.
That's crazy. 225 acres is so much. I just bought a house like a couple months ago and I think it's like zero point 0.7 acres.
Oh yeah.
I would I would like 225. That sounds way cooler. Way cooler.
Oh, we love it. Outdoors is we love our outdoors stuff.
Hell yeah. So like do you have like a little pond? Are you doing fishing? You have ATV trails and stuff like that?
We do. We have pond. We fish ATV trails. We go out. It'd be 2 degrees and snowing. Most people are bundled up. We're out riding in the cold, and it doesn't matter what it is. It's just fun. We pull our kids behind the ATVs on their skis
Yeah.
through the trails.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like ATVs. I'm a big ATV guy. I have some dirt bike background as a child, so that's always a good time. What See, so we got family. You got it?
I got it.
Are they up? She still have them?
So, hold on, give me 2 seconds. So her most rebounds was taken in the 2020 or the 2002-2003 season, but Suzanne still holds the best rebounding average at 10.8 per game.
Average per season.
Per game, 10.8.
Per game. You average 10 per game? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
What was her most rebounds per game that got taken? Does it say?
The new record for rebounds in a season is, let me try to find that one more time, sorry. Moved off of it. What was that? Oh, most rebounds in a season, 350,
And that's the new record.
new record.
So what do you think yours was, Suzanne? Like 340?
Oh, I can't. That was so long ago. I can't even remember.
Number 5 on the field goal percentage list.
Number 5 on the field goal percentage list. All right, so you're still up there.
Yeah, yeah. I have not checked that in ages, so I didn't even know if any of that was still on there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What you guys have as a family? Do you have any like reoccurring vacation spots or anything you would do every year? You guys have any trips that you like to take?
Oh yeah, we actually just got back from Vegas, and then we drove down through the Grand Canyon. We usually go to Hilton Head. Hilton Heads are usually we go on Christmas Day. We go like over to my brother's and spend like the morning with them, and then we go on to Hilton Head. That's kind of been our Christmas tradition for the past probably 4 or 5 years.
Nice. All right, so are you going to be out there in 2 weeks or what? 1 week?
No, we just got back from Colorado because we had to go out there for a wedding. So we probably will skip the Hilton Head just the kids working and stuff like that. They usually go with us, and they don't have as much vacation time built up yet.
Yeah, that's tough. My mom's side of family, when I was growing up, we used to always go. It was called Topsail Island in North Carolina. We would always do like a big family trip. But yeah, as the kids get older, now my cousins have spouses and kids, and they got jobs and they got little ones they're trying to take care of. Those things kind of get a little more difficult to plan as everyone gets older.
It definitely is. It makes it tough sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of I get sad about it sometimes that we don't do those things as much anymore. But so vacations. What about like leisurely activities? We mentioned you're an outdoors. I was gonna say outdoorsman. Can you say outdoors woman? Outdoors woman. That doesn't sound as good, but I don't know. Whatever, it is what it is. Any other activities you like? Do you go to the gym? Do you watch YouTube videos? What do you do in your free time?
So I start my day. Most people start it with a nice cup of coffee. I start my day walking 5 miles outside
Wow.
before I do my deliveries at lunch or whatever. And a lot of times, if I have a lot of deliveries that day, I'll do my walking in between deliveries if I have time. So, but that's how I usually start my day, with walking 5 miles. Um, we do woodworking. We took some. We have rocking chairs on our front porch, wooden rocking chairs that we made from pallet wood. That was at my son's job. They had pallet wood, so we just took it apart and made rocking chairs with it. So we do woodworking. We ride ATVs and anything outside, really. I'd rather be outside than inside.
Yeah, I'm right now this time of year. I'm complete opposite. I'll basically go into hibernation at this point in time during the winter. But 5 miles a day is crazy. Is that all on your land that you're walking that?
It's right. I usually walk on the road, but I usually walk in shorts, and everybody's like, "Are you not cold?" I'm like, "It's like 27 degrees." I'm like, "No, I enjoy walking. And I'm usually in shorts, no matter if it's 20 degrees or 10 degrees or whatever. And that's just how I start my day.
That's crazy. When did you start doing that?
I've been doing that for 20 years.
Jeez.
That's just kind of my routine.
That's crazy. That's amazing. I like desperately want to be one of those people that wakes up early and like goes to the gym and starts my day like that. But I just wake up and my first instinct is to just shut my eyes again.
Yeah, I'm not a late sleeper, so for me, I have to get up and get moving and get something done. So,
That's
and
crazy.
walking relaxes me. It's not something that is a chore for me. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, I think that is a great habit to have. I think that's amazing. Realistically, I think very beneficial probably for some long-term health benefits there. I imagine it's probably nice.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. What Nate? Anything else we can ask Susan? You got any
Special questions over there? Cincinnati.
We have a bonus question.
Cincinnati related, sports related, hiking related? You have any favorite like national parks you've been to?
We just got back when we went out west. We went to Grand Canyon, and
Nice,
then
I've
we've
never
gone
been.
to. I don't know if you've ever heard of in West Virginia. They have the Hatfield McCoy trails, so we go down
Oh
there
yeah.
and ride our ATVs on the Hatfield McCoy trails. But we visit. I mean, when we go on vacation, we're constantly on the go. So we're exploring or doing something all day, every day.
That's nice. Yeah, my dad is he grew up in Clarksburg, West Virginia, so I got some West Virginia roots in my bloodline, so very familiar with that area. Mountaineers growing up, all about that outdoors life. It didn't get transferred down to me though, that's for sure. I don't know where those genes went, but they certainly are not
It's
in
never
my
too late.
bloodline.
It's never too late.
So that's not necessarily true because I didn't do it myself, but Darian, our CEO, he's a big hunter. He just took down I was gonna call it an elk, but you don't call it a yeah, a buck. He took down a buck a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago, and I went out there with him. We dragged it out of the woods. He skinned it. We cut some loins out of it afterwards. I was like, all right, I can maybe get with this. I think about it.
Yeah, it's very relaxing to be out in nature. I mean, even when I walk, I don't wear any headphones, no music blaring or anything. It's just you kind of hear the sounds of the day, the birds and whatever sounds are there that day.
Yeah, that's peaceful. Tranquility. Tranquility, some would call that. Man, Susan, Nate, how long have we been going?
28 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, nice.
Anything to wrap up with Susan? I think we could touch on DeliverThat, touch on life pretty good bit. I think I don't really have a whole lot, Susan. I appreciate you joining us here today. I know we had to reschedule, right? So I appreciate you accommodating us and being so generous and thoughtful with your time. Very appreciative on our end. And I think generally, I just want to thank you for your time on the platform. I know obviously people seem to make food delivery sometimes like it's so easy, right? It's just you pick up the food and you just drop it off. But when you meet people that are so thoughtful about it, like taking into account the restaurant's time, are they behind? Do they need help? Taking in account to the customer. I know a lot of your responses in the questionnaire kind of generated around being as thoughtful as possible and taking every delivery as serious as possible, and making sure that each customer has such a great experience. So I think we just do our best to highlight drivers like you on our end, give you a platform to tell your story, sit down and talk with us for a while because, we are really a by drivers for drivers company. And when we say that, we generally mean it. And hopefully we're able to display it through conversations like these. So I think we really just are appreciative of your time, of all the work you do on our deliveries. 743 in a year time frame is crazy. By the end of next year, let's shoot. What if by the end of next year we shoot for like 2K?
Hey, there we go. Maybe that'll put me in the DeliverThat record books.
Hey, I think we talked about this during another spotlight, but I think we should start putting together a DeliverThat record book, like largest delivery taken, most miles driven, most deliveries in a day, things like that. I think we could start a DeliverThat record book. I think if we never did like DeliverThat pickup, DeliverThat like one-on-one pickup tournament, 2-on-2. I'm drafting you. You're just snagging those boards. We'll dish it
There
out.
you go.
We take down whoever we need.
Teamwork, that's what it takes.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. All right, well, Susan, again, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for your time again. Lindsay just walked over. She'll be back in Cincinnati here a couple of days.
If you guys want to meet up, maybe bring her back, make some plans.
All right. Sounds good to me. She can go walking with me. Is she up for 5 miles?
5-mile walk, Lindsay. You're signed up.
5-mile walks. All right. Yeah, she said she's ready to go.
All right.
All right, Suzanne. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you very soon.
Okay. Nice meeting you guys, and I appreciate your time.